If you're struggling with low testosterone, there's one habit that literally forces your brain to produce more of it. I've tracked this across blood work in dozens of men, and it shows up every time. Workouts, supplements, even TRT won't matter if this one daily signal is missing. Without it, your brain won't release the hormones that trigger testosterone production, no matter what else you try. In this video, I'll break down the science of this habit, show you the exact markers that prove it's working, and explain how to add it to your routine in under 10 minutes a day. This is backed by neuroscience, client case studies, and my own lab results. And it works faster than anything else because it starts in the brain. Most guys think testosterone is made in the testes, and that's technically true, but your testes are actually just following orders from your brain. Think of it like a chain reaction. It all starts with kisspeptin, the ignition switch for testosterone production. Once it fires, it tells your brain to release GnRH, the messenger that triggers the next step. That signal travels to your pituitary gland, which releases LH, the hormone that tells your testes to start making testosterone. Here's what the full chain looks like. And right now, this chain is probably broken inside of your body. Research shows that about 85% of men with low testosterone experience this exact problem, a breakdown between the signaling between the brain and the testes. And it's the reason why you're waking up feeling tired, struggling to get your daily tasks done on time, and not being able to perform how you would like. But once you fix this, it's like getting a shot of testosterone right into your bloodstream, but completely natural. And here's the critical part. GnRH and LH aren't released in one steady stream. Your brain sends it out in short bursts about every 1 to 2 hours. And there's a specific time of day when they surge dramatically higher to produce more testosterone. And I'll reveal exactly when that happens in just a moment. These bursts, which happen about 8 to 12 times per day, are what keep your testes producing testosterone around the clock. If those pulses slow down or stop, the entire hormonal chain breaks apart. So what actually triggers kisspeptin, GnRH, and LH to fire? Well, it's something that I like to call the testosterone engine, because kisspeptin neurons are highly sensitive to your body's energy state. They're like a fuel gauge, making sure your body has enough energy to support reproduction. If you're constantly under eating or running a massive calorie deficit, your brain thinks you're starving and shuts down testosterone production to conserve energy. Short-term fasting has been shown to slow down LH and testosterone in men. On the flip side, obesity can also disrupt the system by converting usable testosterone into estrogen, the female hormone. And kisspeptin levels tend to be lower for people with higher body weight because excess fat increases estrogen, which dampens GnRH and LH release, lowering your testosterone levels. The goal is balance, eating within 100 to 200 calories of your maintenance per day. Now, let's talk about what amplifies these signals. Once you dial these in, they're like rocket fuel for your hormones. And it starts with the one thing that wakes them up instantly: exercise, specifically high-intensity interval training. In a 2021 study, men who did an 8-week HIIT program saw their morning testosterone increase by roughly 37%. HIIT briefly pushes up LH and makes the testes more responsive. Just be careful not to overtrain, because too much exercise without recovery raises cortisol, which in turn lowers testosterone. The second amplifier is all about stress, specifically learning how to control cortisol, which acts like kryptonite for your T production. Research published in the Frontiers of Endocrinology shows that when you're stressed, your brain increases cortisol, which directly suppresses your GnRH and LH signals, ultimately lowering your sex drive, testosterone, and confidence with it. Adding daily habits like meditation, deep breathing, and enjoyable hobbies will lower your cortisol and remove the brake on your GnRH pulses, allowing your testosterone and energy levels to skyrocket. You'll start feeling like your old self again, having more drive, libido, and energy than you can even remember. Once you've lowered cortisol, it's time to fuel your drive. The third amplifier is dopamine, the brain chemical that fuels your motivation, focus, and desire. And it's what keeps prolactin, the hormone that kills arousal, under control. When prolactin levels rise too high, it suppresses GnRH and LH, shutting down testosterone production, leaving you with low drive, energy, and motivation. To keep dopamine high, avoid constant overstimulation like doom scrolling, excessive screen time, and even porn. Instead, focus on habits that recharge your system, like exercise, cold exposure, and sunlight, making your confidence and libido come roaring back. If you want my complete protocol on optimizing testosterone, download my free guide, where I show you step-by-step exactly what you need to do every day to increase your T levels. You can find it in the description below. And if you want me to analyze your blood work for you and give you a custom roadmap to having the highest testosterone, drive, and libido, book a call with me. But there's one factor that has the greatest effect of them all: sleep. Sleep is the most powerful trigger for the kisspeptin and GnRH signals. During a normal night's sleep, testosterone levels begin to rise shortly after you fall asleep and then surge higher through the first few sleep cycles. Sleep is broken down into 3 simple phases: light, deep, and REM sleep, which make up one full cycle. On average, these happen 4 to 6 times a night, but one of these phases is more important than the others when it comes to your hormones. You see, a 2021 study found that a man's nightly testosterone surge actually happens about 90 minutes before his first REM cycle. And when sleep was fragmented and REM was delayed, the testosterone boost came later or didn't happen at all. Here are the top 7 things you can do to improve your REM sleep and maximize your testosterone release from Brian Johnson, one of the world's best sleepers and biohackers. By morning, after cycling through sleep stages, your testosterone can be 25 to 50% higher than it was when you went to sleep. But here's the catch: this surge only happens if your sleep is long and deep enough. One study found that after sleeping only 5 hours per night, daytime testosterone levels drop by 10 to 15%. That's equal to what would normally happen with 10 to 15 years of aging. Optimizing your sleep means protecting those REM-rich early morning hours when GnRH, LH, and testosterone release are peaking. This is where giving yourself an extra 10 minutes in bed when you need it makes a difference. The last cycle of the night tends to have a long REM phase. If your alarm wakes you up mid-REM, you may be cutting off that final testosterone surge. The goal is to always be waking up with morning wood. That's a clear sign your hormones are firing and you're coming out of your last REM phase of the night. Research published in 2023 found roughly 80% of REM cycles in men are accompanied by an erection. This is a visible sign of the brain-body connection. Anything that disturbs your last hour of sleep can sabotage your testosterone. Early morning light, the room getting too warm, or noise outside can all pull you out of REM early. Guard that last cycle. Use blackout curtains or a sleep mask. Wear earplugs or use a white noise machine. And keep the room cool until you finally wake. Falling asleep and staying asleep are just as important. Based on research, following the simple 3-2-1 rule can drastically improve the quality of your sleep. Have your last meal 3 hours before bed, limit liquids 2 hours before, and avoid stimulating conversations or activities in the final hour. This will help you fall asleep faster and stay asleep without interruptions, allowing your brain to go into REM sleep and getting that big testosterone spike that we want. Also, consider planning your sleep in 90-minute cycles. Instead of sleeping exactly 7 hours, aim for 7.5, that's 5 full cycles, or 9 hours for 6 cycles when you really need to recover. I use my Whoop sleep tracker to monitor exactly how long I slept and to see all my sleep cycles, including deep and REM sleep. You can also use an Oura Ring or other sleep monitoring devices. But fixing your hormonal rung is just the first step in having consistently high testosterone. And there is a protocol I've been doing recently that has allowed me to have the highest testosterone and libido of my entire life. So check out this video next, where I show you how to naturally take back your masculinity in 2026 using a scientific framework that actually works.